Hey everybody, Bryan Broaddus here, and it's my favorite time of the week when my scout, Voch Lombardi, gets to break it down on the scout's eye. I know you've got some quality plays for us to discuss today.
Bryan, the offense was fantastic.
Yep.
I feel like Cowboy fans have gotten numb to greatness almost. You know what I mean? With how good Dak
Greatness.
is sometimes, the greatness.
Greatness.
How good Dak. Man, Dak went out there and had a fantastic game, and nobody said
said a word. No, I don't care.
About the passing game, how good the run game was, the offensive line.
Yeah.
Bryan, I'm in that party too. I'm getting this charge. You know what I'm saying? Take me away, man. I'm about to talk about this defense all day.
You're going to talk about this defense.
Every single play we're going to be talking about defense. I don't want to hold y'all much longer, man. Let's just go ahead and get into this, man. Bryan, I was looking at the Cowboys defense. I'm going to give Flus a little credit for some of the things.
Whoa, what?
You heard what I said, man.
What? Wait.
A little bit of credit. It ain't finna be a whole bunch because I need to see it by 10 more times, then we on to something.
I got you.
You know, normally when you bring a blitzer, you know, you ultimately in a perfect world, you want that guy to be running free, making plays on.
Create an opportunity.
Create an opportunity. Donovan Wilson is always a fantastic blitzer for you, Bryan Broaddus.
Right.
Let's just run this a little bit. I think Flus was up to something interesting here when he did this. Just my thought about this, right?
Okay.
You're not blitzing Donovan so he could be the dangerous guy.
Yeah.
You're blitzing Donovan so that you get one-on-ones across the board. Boom. Hold up. You get one-on-ones. Boom. Kind of boom, boom, and boom, Bryan Broaddus.
Right.
That's why. So you go boom, boom, boom. Just imagine if Donovan didn't exist right here. Let's just say that he doesn't exist.
Right.
Now your offensive line matchups are something like there. These two guys are working there and maybe 1-1. But that ain't what you get. You get Donovan. Now the offensive tackle, the left tackle, has to respect Donovan now.
I see what you're doing here.
So now, instead of Donovan being the dangerous guy, now what you have is a one-on-one with Quentin Williams versus center, who's a victim, and a one-on-one with Kenny Clark versus right guard, which is another victim. Bryan, I can only imagine that this will work the same way with Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, guys that are coming up versus the Eagles, Fred Johnson over there at the right tackle spot that the Cowboys going to have to run into. And I said it a couple of weeks ago, Bryan, our NASCAR package might just feature a whole bunch of big dudes because I think the big dudes are your best guys right now, Bryan. Just looking at Quentin, you know, dealing with his one-on-one.
Oh, that's Putnam there. That's your guy.
A one-on-one with a center is never gonna go well dealing with Williams there. And then you got Kenny Clark. Now, bro, let me just bring this back a little bit. Kenny Clark been living in A gap his whole Cowboys season.
Right.
Kenny Clark in real life is a B-gap, one-on-one, upfield kind of guy, right?
Sure.
So he's at home. So when you say things like, oh, Kenny Clark, so Digizua played the best game that they've played all year, it's because Quentin Williams whooping feet in the middle. And as you see, Kenny Clark getting upfield, whooping folk at the guard spot one-on-one, bro. So I can fully expect the Cowboys to try to bring five guys to make one-on-ones across the board again.
Voch, are we getting into a time in the NFL where outside pressure is not the number one thing now, that inside pressure is getting home more and affecting quarterbacks more?
Bryan, I think that philosophically, we've been fighting inside pressure for a while, but the league has always been full of outside pressure guys.
Right.
Guys like J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald, they used to rack up like 20 sack years from rushing guards and interior guys and stuff like that, Bryan. They'll line up on the outside sometimes, but they've racked up big sack totals doing that. So now when you see guys like Cansey or like some of these 280-pound three-tech dudes, that's because, you know, now the league is trying to whoop feet in the middle. Edge pressure still matters, but like look at how teams deal with like Parsons or something like that, right?
Sure.
We back in the day, Parsons probably be a 20-sack guy, and back in the day.
Right.
But there's ways to deal with that. Quarterbacks have gotten smarter. They kind of step up. They do things to kind of chip them or whatever. It ain't nothing you can do in a one-on-one situation. Ain't no chipping you can do. Ashton Jeanty don't want none of Quentin.
No.
And damn Kenny Clark, Bryan.
Yeah. See, it to me though, and I think your analysis of this is excellent. The thing about it is I can't understand why the Raiders didn't use their back to pick up the blitzer, and then because just the way you just described it, your best threats for pass rush on the Dallas Cowboys right now is that number 95 and that number 92.
I think it's going to vary week by week.
Sure.
What probably should have happened, Bryan, let me put up my what probably should have happened is Genty kind of cross face on 6.
Yeah.
Then you get the one-on-one there, maybe a double there, and then you'll still get Kenny Clark one-on-one,
right.
but you won't get both.
You won't get both of them there. Yeah, it's to me, like I said, if you're Geno Smith, move Ashton Genty to the other side if you feel like 6 is going to be the threat. This is just the Raiders with some nonsense right here, to be honest with you, the way, because as you pointed out here, and rightfully so, the biggest threats, if you study the Dallas Cowboys right now, is having to deal with Kenny Clark maybe pushing the pocket.
Yeah, Brian, I think it's like, coordinator's choice.
Sure.
Kelly is a spread dude.
Yeah.
So maybe he wants the option to throw the ball to the running back.
Get the back out. Yeah, it makes sense.
And some teams are going to opt to keep that running back blocking.
Right.
I'll take that because we got more guys drop back in coverage now.
Yeah, and when we get into the Eagles, you'll see with Saquon Barkley will block, and it's a nightmare for the Eagles. He's not blocking. He's not going to do so. Yeah, you got to account different ways. Yeah.
Brian, there's one thing that I've been talking about all season. All season. Not trying to pat myself on the back and nothing like that, but you get these situations where both interior guys kind of get doubled a little bit. Let me just run this forward. I'll just run the play and then we'll come back and talk about it there. If people have been watching us break down film all year and they haven't been missing shows, Brian, and there's one thing that I've been kind of leading them towards is that if teams are going to double team both tackles, right, boom boom and boom boom, then there's one thing that you have to do. The edge has to beat the tight end one-on-one.
Sure.
It has to happen. Clowney's one-on-one with a tackle over here. You can kind of win that battle too. But the most important battle, which should be a mismatch for us, is the edge has to beat the tight end just one-on-one.
Right.
That hadn't always been the case.
Yep.
Sam will be out there sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Sam probably sick of us talking about him, but Sam then got blocked up by some tight ends before, Brian.
Sure has.
Same for Fowler. I can say with confidence, Jadeveon Clowney for sure, but Donovan Ezeiruaku has become a hell of a rundown player, Bryan Broaddus. And what you see from him is he'll hem these damn tight ends up.
Right.
Especially in a one-on-one situation, he'll stack, get long, read, and go make a damn play on the ball carrier, Bryan Broaddus.
Right.
In previous weeks, Donovan might be on the sideline chilling. What they'll be able to do is they'll get movement on your two tackles because they doubling.
Yep.
They'll find a way to get on the linebackers or the next level guy.
Right.
And then they'll get that one-on-one, and that tight end will drive somebody. And
you've been right. Yeah.
And then, if that's the case, look at all this free space down here to where if you can seal all those blocks, you're good to go. Brian, a couple things happen. I just want to say here, Osa and Kenny did get double teamed.
They did.
I think they did a decent job dealing with it. If you just kind of take a look at both those guys, creating space, create a pile, they both did fine. You still got a free runner here in case, right? You even got Hooker free running, right? So the Cowboys tackles did their job dealing with doubles. But man, Brian, the key was Donovan Ezeiruaku, man. And him, we had questions about him. Hey, we feel good about him as a pass rusher. What is he as a rundown guy? I think the past couple of weeks, I think he's been really putting foot to ass as a rundown guy, bro.
Do you feel like, though, with Ezeiruaku that, I know personally in the draft, I had him as one of the best 3 pass rushers in the draft.
Sure.
Do you feel like in the NFL that he's played better as a run defender as opposed to being a pass rusher, at least initially through the first 11 weeks of the season?
100%. And it could be many things. Like if you're in Boston College, you're the main guy.
Sure.
He's not the main guy here. He's the 4th dude now. You know what I mean? So maybe they don't put as many resources on him, so he's a little better in the run game. I just think that I think it's coaching. I think he has a good feel for it. I think Boston College will line him up and be like, hey, do you think save us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think now coaches have gotten to Donovan and said, hey, man, it's got to be this way because you're in the league now. You know what I mean? And Donovan's damn sure impressed me. He didn't get as much pressure this game, I was saying.
Right.
But Vegas did a great job of just getting rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
They got
the run stops, when you watch the tape, as you and I have, the run stops for Ezeiruaku have been really, really good. I mean, he snaps
patient
Ian Thomas right there. That tight end's got some size to it.
He can block.
Yeah, he can block. Yeah.
That's a big dude, Brian, bro. Let's just keep on going, man. We ain't doing nothing else. Fantastic little film day. Now, Brian, I want us to notice a little something different here. Flus, mixed up the looks a little bit. Now you got Osa kind of lined up in that 5 right there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see Osa out there, and I believe that's Kenny Clark. Let me run for it. We'll run the play and come back and talk about it. That's Kenny Clark over there. So you got both those guys, Brian. You got them both lined up in the 5. We're at the end of the quarter here. Red zone, 2nd and 5, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And what I like about it, Brian, is, a lot of people don't notice Osa all that much.
Right.
Because he's not always getting the sacks and stuff like that. But Osa got a ton of pressure.
He does.
He got a ton of pressure. And what I think in this situation in particular, I think Flus did a really good job of getting Osa on the tackles. So when we're having these conversations about how we're going to mix and match versus, just whatever, it ain't always our tackles versus these guards.
Right.
Fred Johnson ain't good.
Bro, that's accurate. Yes.
Versus the Eagles.
Right.
In this case, somebody didn't know who the hell Fred Johnson was.
Yeah.
So now you in this world to where you can go line Osa up at the 5.
Yeah.
Give him the outside pressure. And you can still loop whoever your outside guy is,
Right.
Bryan Broaddus, but put Osa on that tackle and make the tackle be strong. I know Fred ain't all that strong.
He is not strong. No.
Fred ain't all that strong. And I would love to see Quentin versus Mailata just to see what it looks like. But what I just saw here from Flus, what I really wanted to take away there, he's only rushing with a handful of guys, but he's mixing up the looks now.
Yeah.
So this could be at these 5s, Brian. When Solomon comes back, it could be Solomon. It could be Perry on Benford this week, who's also a bursty upfield guy.
Right.
Kenny, Quentin, Osa, and there's nobody in the interior gaps right now. But we assume that it's going to be a passing play, so they ain't got to be there. But I was really impressed with Flus for once this year, how he's able to move personnel all up and down the line of scrimmage this week.
You've asked him to play some of these tackles on the edge,
Bump
though.
Bump him out.
And you've also asked him to shorten his bench to take an NBA, NCAA tournament time when the coaches take we've gone from 10 guys to 6 guys.
Yep.
Yeah. So you feel like though that the reductions have helped the lack of playing time for some guys? I know you were pushing for it. But do you feel like, okay, look, and again, pat yourself on the back because you're absolutely right about that. Yeah. I think you're right about that, too. I think shortening his bench has actually helped his defense.
70% Donovan Ezeiruaku, Brian.
Yeah.
I think he's better than 100% Sam Williams.
Yeah.
That's just kind of where I'm at right now. You know, Donovan has a good feel. He has a good feel for the physical side of the game, but the mental part too.
Sure.
I don't think Sam may be athletically gifted, but he don't understand what's happening in front of him.
I agree.
I think you need dudes that's understanding what's happening in front of him. Clowney, he's an old dude physically.
Right.
But he's seen a bunch of football.
He understands. So he identifies what's going on. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you get these interior guys that's going to get pressure, that's going to make things a little easier for you.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't want is Sam getting getting crack blocked to the opposite side of the field, Brian.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't need from Sam. All right. Let's move on, man. What we got on this play, Brian? Right?
Oh, you're going to show me some young corners. This is what you're going to show me here.
I'm about to show you these linebackers.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the corner on the neck. But this is my Ask Brian.
Okay.
It's my Ask Brian. I want us to hyper focus on Overshown.
Okay.
And Logan Wilson. Now, Brian, we don't know nothing about this, man. We ain't never seen, linebackers be patient out in space. We ain't never seen them drop with depth. Let's run the play, Brian. We'll come back and talk about it. What the Raiders are going to try to do, they're going to motion our man Tucker here, and he's going to cross the field. Let's watch how the Cowboys kind of, deal with that, Bryan Broaddus. And I'm just looking at it, man. And this is where I want to ask Brian something special. Wait
a minute. we had a carry and a drive here.
So Brian, let's go player by player.
Yeah.
First of all, we got Logan Wilson.
Yeah.
He's carrying Tucker across the field.
He is.
Okay. He's not in bad position carrying Tucker across the field.
No.
You would still say that that's a plus match for the wide receiver?
Yeah.
But
especially one that can run
100%. But because Logan kind of gains that ground quickly with him and immediately I'm immediately going.
Right.
I think it puts Logan in a real good spot. But Brian, there's one thing that kept the Raiders from taking advantage of that matchup. And this is why I'm asking you, Brian. Voch says this: is it a part of the play, or is this just Overshown awareness for him right there? Boom. As Tucker crosses, is it Overshown awareness to kind of stay deep and stay patient? Because what the Raiders want, Brian, the Raiders want Overshown to take the cheese here.
Right. So that they can throw the ball. They can clear it. Yeah.
So that they can throw the ball right there to Tucker in that open spot.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a couple of things working here. And first off, when you watch the Cincinnati tape of Logan Wilson and playing in coverage, you see angles.
Yes, sir.
When some of the Cowboy, if and not to pick on Murray here, but too many times we've seen flat linebacker. We see flat linebacker and we don't see any depth. Wilson's keeping himself in position by playing the angle and then making the receiver have to come and run to him. So great job. I think what you're getting right there with Overshown, I think he's being super patient, like you said. I think he's worried, though, about overcommitting out there to the flat to Ashton Genty, who can make people miss.
Totally agree.
I think he's like, okay, let me play with a little depth here. Let me make sure. It's a great way to play the defense, though, because it is making it a little bit of a muddy read for Geno Smith to have to oh, wait a minute, I see that I'm running a guy into Overshown. Overshown could pivot there and make the play. But I think what he's doing, I think a lot of this has to do with Overshown has also got Ashton Genty in the flat. And I think there's a little bit of some. Well, I think that's Moster. That's Moster. It's not Genty. Okay. So yeah, maybe it is a little bit more now scheme. I think with Genty, it would be be patient with the way it's drawn up with the back. I think that you're talking about where just the alignment of where he needs to be on the field, the landmark on the field. I think is absolutely correct there.
So Bryan, if I had to guess, they would never put Logan Wilson in man coverage with Trey Tucker.
No.
So I would have to assume that these are match rules.
Right.
And maybe the match rules for Logan is first receiver crossing to him.
Right.
And Overshown's rules are first receiver out.
Out, right.
Past the tackle.
Right.
So in this particular case, we run in motion. And look, smart by the Raiders, right?
Right.
But the first receiver in would be Tucker.
Right.
And the first receiver out would be the running back for Overshown, right?
Right.
But, Bryan, I think this is all Overshown awareness, Bryan, because I think lesser guys would see that first guy out, and I think Kenneth Murray would have ran down there.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been a wide open this right here for Tucker.
If you go back to the start of the play, though, and you watch the movement, if you watch the movement motion, watch his eyes, though. He's got his eyes. Look, see how he's looking inside right there?
Whose eyes?
He's Overshown. He's looking at Geno Smith. That's him right there. So watch him as he's moving. He's looking over there. He's kind of keeping, like you're saying, he's keeping his spot to make sure that they don't get the crosser. But yeah, he's keeping the eyes to see though if he's going to throw this ball to the outside. But I think it's really good awareness by Overshown right there to play the scheme.
Bryan, we ain't seen that all year, man. We ain't seen nothing like that.
Well, because we've seen flat linebackers and we've seen guys like Shamar James.
And then look, Overshown driving on this. He almost gets it, Bryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But the main thing that I really wanted to get across here, same play right here, right?
Yeah, right.
What I really wanted to get across is when you get a little bit of pressure, Bryan.
Yeah.
All your coverage efforts look much more impressive than what they really are.
Right.
And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a crap ton of pressure up front and damn near hit. Well, you absolutely get 2 hits on Geno from James Houston and Quentin Williams right there, Bryan.
More James Houston by design, or you've been calling for this?
Yes, sir.
You've been calling for more James Houston.
Yes, sir.
Is he playing more because of the people around him in the pass rush, or is he getting better as a run defender?
I think the James Houston low run defense grade, I think it's either a myth or the coaches realize it can't be lower than Sam's.
Yep, there you go.
It can't be lower than
And you're not kicking Sam.
I'm not beating the shit out of Sam.
The eye test will tell you he's actually playing the run pretty well. And you used the word myth. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. I think that the fact that the number of snaps that he's playing and more snaps, I think it's a credit to him, but I think all along he's been a guy that can play the run. They just haven't used him that way.
I think he's a much better run player than Sam Williams.
Yeah.
And clearly he gives you so much more in the pass rush department.
Yeah.
You have to play him more. Yeah. Because now you may line up against these teams. You don't know when they're gonna throw the ball. Yeah. So it'll behoove you to just keep James Houston out there. So now you get the Quentin Williams pressure on the right side, boom, James Houston over on the left side, Bryan.
Yep.
James Houston could have had a sack and a half.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Quentin could have had a sack and 2 halves, Bryan.
Right.
It's 2 whole, but that's 3 quarterback hits. Pressure makes everything better, Bryan Broaddus. And I think moving forward, we're going to have to see. Now, Bryan, I got something for you, man. I got something for you. I thought about you when I saw this play. You ready, Bryan?
Okay.
Boy, you about to be one smiling character. Hold on, look at camera 3. 3, show, look at Bryan. You about to be a smiling character.
Come on, man.
Nah, don't do nothing. That's Shavon Revel right there.
Oh yeah.
Look at what he about to do, Bryan.
Yeah.
Look at what he about to do real quick.
Oh, he's going to carry somebody.
Look at Bryan's face. Look at Bryan's face.
Carry somebody.
You love.
Hey, let me tell you what. You get a cornerback that can carry routes inside.
Yeah.
He could play for me all day.
Bryan,
it doesn't get any harder than this.
From depth too, Bryan.
From depth, and then watch him drive on the ball here. Watch the angle he takes to put himself in position if he has to make that play. If that ball, that's from depth to tight window in a matter of seconds.
Bryan,
look at him close.
I saw this play. I pulled it just for you.
Yeah.
Because you always preach this, and you preach it because it's honestly difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to be able to because in these techniques where you're working behind the receiver,
right,
you're supposed to let them in front of you.
Right.
So it's hard to kind of trail these guys, right? Man, Bryan, from depth, coming down, driving, boom, 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 Bryan. I knew you was going to be a smiling character when you saw
no, to me, this is what cornerback play. When you watch the really good ones in the league, you watch the Patrick Surtains and guys like that. They drive from depth, and they put themselves in position to make plays. He's right there on the hip of the receiver, though. If the ball's thrown inside there, he's going to knock the ball away. He's not all tied up on the receiver. Yeah, he had a holding call earlier, but man, overall, though, if you could play a technique where receiver's driving and you drive on it as well and put yourself in position to defend the ball, you're going to play a lot of snaps. That's beautiful right there. Beautiful
it felt
technique.
Good to see it. He's
beautiful
technique.
Yeah,
he's good to go.
Yeah,
I say ramp him up for next week, Bryan.
Well, they did that with Carson.
Yeah.
You know, Carson went from we talked about it. We broke Carson down to 20 to 25 plays, whatever he played, and then now he goes 60
the whole game.
The whole game. So I think that you're going to see. I think you're going to see more Revel. And he started the week as a guy like, okay, we're going to play him on special teams. I think he had a really good week of practice, and it made the coaches make that change.
Also, too, Bryan, I didn't pull this for this, but I just wanted to show everybody else. Hey, man, Logan can flip and run a little bit, man. He's going to be just fine. So they got tight end right here, kind of running up the seam a little bit. So you would want the ball to be inside. Logan Wilson understands I need to take the inside away if they're going to try to get the inside to the tight end right there. I just think you got much better cover dudes on the field now, Bryan Broaddus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we can look and be like, well, the Cowboys don't have like a superstar in the back, the DBs or whatever. But man, if you just simply better than what you once was, as Kenneth Murray, Kyer Elam, guys like that, I think the Cowboys defense, I think you can replicate this versus the
There's going to be some better receivers the next several weeks. And it's going to be a challenge for these young guys, but at least they got a game under their belt. And Carson's got a couple of games under his belt now.
Carson got a game as like full-time guy. And it's kind of who I was going to highlight up here, Bryan. You know, when I see Carson in situations like this, like in the old days, like, you know, last year or something like that, Carson was very impatient. You know what I mean? Didn't really know what to do with his hands. Guys kind of run by him a little bit. I just watched this play, Bryan, just watching Kalen Carson on the outside, and I just sat back and I smiled because you could see him go through the shifts in his technique, but not be overbearing. Sometimes Carson will flip so heavy and almost.
Oh no, you got him right. You got him right. Yeah.
Carson is like, all right, man, we're gonna run free. I'm gonna let you, and then I'll put my hands on you to kind of guide you, but I'm not pulling on you. Because in college he was a little grabby.
He was very grabby. Yep.
Sure was. As well.
Sure was.
I'm just gonna, put a little hand on you, and just run with you, Bryan, until pressure gets there, until help comes over the top. Marquise Bell come over the top and just kind of help out a little bit, Bryan. The growth of Kalen Carson is interesting to see. I didn't see that much growth in him. A couple weeks ago, he was a guy that I haven't seen anything from Kalen Carson. I don't know why you would play him, but just watching him this week and last week, Bryan, I think Kalen Carson, he's probably going to be full-time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I like that. Thank you so much there, man. I'll tell you, this is my favorite time of the week right here. I love this right here, man. I appreciate you. Scout's Eye from Voch Lombardi. So that'll do it for this episode. Hey, listen, thank you for all you guys that hang out with us on a weekly basis. If you want to check out more of Voch's work, you go to crownglobalmedia.com. We got all our stuff going on there. We've got all our merchandise page. Everything you want to know about our shows and the organization is right there for you. So again, from my scout buddy, Voch Lombardi, I'm Bryan Broaddus, and thanks for joining us on the Scout's Eye.